everybody. Sister Modupe. You know what I'm going to say. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited you're here with us. We have a beautiful, beautiful guest here today, and she's doing some phenomenal things in the community. Welcome to Sister Modupe's Raw Vegan Soul Food Show. And I'm really happy to be here with you, even though I was not looking at you. Now I'm looking at you. So today, I'm going to introduce our guest, and she's going to tell you about her fabulous journey to where she is today, doing some big things, doing some beautiful things to help our community be healthier, happier, and more prosperous, right? Because all of those things are connected and we want it all. We're here to have it all. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to read a little bit of a bio from our beautiful sister. Her name is Zenetta Tribble L. She's an educator, an author, an entrepreneur, and community organizer. So you can see why my theme music for today was I'm Every Woman, because she is out there doing it. She started her career off working in special education, then ventured off into organizing community events through her organization, SAGE. Wise one, wisdom, SAGE. And it stands for Strength, Abundance, Greatness, and Empowerment. And that's what we're about, because we need our women to be all that they can be. Because why? They're helping with the children. We help support our mates. We're doing that thing called keeping it together and helping everybody else keep it together, right? So it was created as a means for women to get to the tools they need to heal themselves and their families. She saw the need for healing within herself. So that's a wonderful way to come about knowing what passion and tools and things you have is your experience to help other people. So after losing her cousin in 2012 and then reevaluating her own life and seeing how unhappy she was with what she says was almost every aspect of her own life. You wouldn't believe it now how she's got it so together. She decided that she wasn't even recognizing herself anymore, right? That's the time to sit down and reevaluate, that's for sure. She found herself in a deep depression, and the counseling and prescriptions only seemed to make matters worse, right? So that's when she started her own personal journey to healing and wanted to share what she learned with others along her way to finding her own her joy and becoming whole again, right? Because we're not physical beings, we're spiritual beings, but we have all these dimensions to ourselves, right? Emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and we want to make sure that we develop and nurture them all, right? As I say on this show, we're about them all. So one of the books, tools that was helpful to her was the introduction to Queen Afua's book, Heal Thyself. Now remember that name, Queen Afua, because we're going to come back to that. Her book called Heal Thyself. Wow, that's powerful, right? Where she was reminded how powerful we are and that we have the ability to heal ourselves by the thoughts we keep, the foods we eat, and the energy we surround ourselves with. She always puts a lot of wonderful, inspiring things on her Facebook page. I have a wonderful day when I start out seeing Sister Zenetta singing to herself in the car. It's great. It's fun. This was a life-changing and would set the foundation for all that she's doing today. She is, I can say, she's come on a journey. She's sharing it with folks. So be inspired, right? As I introduce beautiful Sister Zenetta. How you doing today, beautiful queen?
Yes, I'm well. Thank you so much for having me. I definitely just have to first start by thank you. Thank you for having this space and for inviting me to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we'd like to hear in your own words a bit about that journey, because it sounds like, woo, keep your head to the sky. I'm every woman. You had to holding on to all kinds of things to get to do that.
Indeed, indeed. As you mentioned, it was the death of my cousin, the passing of my cousin in 2012 that really made me look within, because I did not recognize that woman that was in the mirror I just had to start looking at my life and understanding the choices that I made to get to that point. And I wasn't happy. I just wasn't happy at all with my marriage, with my career, with what was going on with my family. And I knew that something needed to change, and it needed to change immediately. And I fell into a very deep depression, and I was going to counseling, and here they are prescribing me all these different medications, and it was crazy because, like, you look at the side effects, and I remember one in particular was for anxiety and depression, and it said that a side effect is suicide.
Oh, my gracious.
So I'm just like, what part of the game is this? It's almost like they're setting you up for failure.
Wow.
Prescribing a medication like that to someone that's already depressed. And I felt it. My emotions were all over the place.
Oh
my thoughts were just not right. I still wasn't sleeping well. I still had that anxiety. It's almost like the medication intensified the emotions I had already and just kind of made things worse. So then I started looking at natural means of healing myself. I started looking at my diet, what I was eating. I also started looking at just the thoughts that I was keeping. A lot of those negative thoughts were keeping me in that space of just being stagnant and being sad and feeling powerless. So I had to start changing, the way I was thinking and how I was feeding into my condition instead of pulling myself out of that. And then even when I first started changing my eating habits, it's like people are quick to say, oh, I'm a vegetarian, or I eat a plant-based diet, or whatever, but you're not eating right. And I found myself doing that, eating a lot of pastas and starchy foods, okay, it's not meat, but is it good for you still?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
Can't
You
survive
still,
on that.
you can't survive on that. You still have to be mindful that you are getting the proteins and the nutrients and minerals that you need in your body to really sustain yourself and to be your best self. I started just surrounding myself with other sisters that were on that same path as me as well, and that was very helpful. And as a sister mentioned, I started an organization called SAGE because I was in a space that I needed healing, and I knew it had to start with me before I could start assisting other people. I knew it had to start within and start with me first. And I started just kind of reaching out to other sisters, and I was like, okay, let's start having events and just planning gatherings for us where we can learn different tools on the proper ways of feeding our families, feeding ourselves, getting fit. Womb wellness is very important as well. Spirit, getting in tune with your spirituality, no matter what religion it is you are, you have to be in tune with that spirit and your higher self first and foremost to really make things happen and manifest in your life.
Well, let me ask you a question about the name, because I'm always interested in finding how did you come up with SAGE? Because SAGE, for those of you who are not familiar with, besides some sage and some dressing, okay? SAGE is an herb, a plant that's always associated with wisdom. So did the idea of, let me find a word that stands for wisdom, or how did you come up with the acronym SAGE, S-A-G-E? Again, it means
strength, abundance, greatness, and empowerment.
Wow.
That's what it stands for.
How did you come up with SAGE?
Well, I came up with SAGE more for the plant, the healing ability of the plant, how it's used to cleanse the space, because I felt like that's what I needed, that's what a lot of us need. You have to cleanse and release all of that bad stuff and things that don't serve you anymore, so that you can then embrace all the good and abundant things that await you. So that's initially why I chose SAGE, and I came up with the acronym after the fact. And then, of course, just doing the research on SAGE, of course, it means wisdom, women, it all just kind of fit together.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. On this show, I like to say we want to, as you say, release that which holds us down, that doesn't serve us, and go for the stuff that's wind under your wings, right? Because we want to fly. We're here to fly, not feel like we got boulders on our shoulders, on our back. Right? Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. So how long has the organization been in place? And tell me about some of the types of events that you've had in the past.
I had my first event in March of 2012, and the events have just all surrounded different modes of healing, just different modes of healing, be it physical, spiritual, mental, or, like the things that we're eating. It's always encompassing something, because we have to heal ourselves as a whole. You can't just focus on one area and not focus on others. There has to be a balance with everything. So I just like to kind of provide all the tools that we need to just really be our best selves.
That's beautiful. Be our best selves. And tools, did you hear me? You don't have to do it by yourself. And you've got tools internally, and you've got tools to call on outside of yourself. And one big tool is surrounding yourself with the right kind of people.
Yes.
People that are going to, again, be wind under your wings.
Indeed.
So now this event in 2012, remind me of that, because that's around the time I probably met you.
It was. I believe we met later in the year in 2012, but it was it was in March. What is March? I'm sorry. Women's
Month?
Yeah, it's women's something.
Like yeah.
But that event was just like kind of my introduction to the community.
Okay,
essentially,
wonderful.
I had Brother Sistah there. He was speaking on just eating right and just certain herbs and things that you can take. Who else did I have speaking there? Oh, Sister India, Chef India. I had her. She's a raw vegan chef.
Fabulous chef.
Who was there introducing the benefits of eating raw foods and just all the healing properties that are within different foods that we eat. So that first one was basically just my introduction to the community, and I had vendors there as well. Okay. So, and I connected with Food for Thought and Socks of Vibrations. That's where I had my first event at, and they were very helpful in pushing me into manifesting the things that I wanted to accomplish with Sage. So I definitely have to give a shout out to them, and I was thankful for them.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to them being on the show soon too. I've already asked them.
Okay.
Fabulous couple.
Yes,
beautiful
they are.
energy, because
Yes,
that's what
they
we're
are.
about here.
Yes,
Beautiful
they are.
energy. Yes. So now, do you want to mention any other types of programs you've done before we mention your upcoming program?
No, let's just jump into what I have coming up.
All right.
In April, I'm very excited because things have really kind of come full circle. As Sister Modupe mentioned in my bio, a huge part of my healing was reading Queen Afua's book, Heal Thyself. And so now here I am 4 years later, I'm bringing this wonderful queen out here. She resides in New York, but I'm bringing her out here to the West Coast to join us for a one-day healing retreat that she's going to lead the sisters on. And this is just going to be an awesome, awesome and amazing.
Is a small word to describe this. This is going to be big, huge, wonderful. Be there if you can. And you'll see on the screen right now. Why don't you mention some of the things that are going to take place?
So that day we are going to meditate and say some powerful affirmations. We're going to have womb yoga as well.
Womb yoga. Did you see why I had to start out with Shaka Khan talking about we're every woman? Talk about a little bit about what's womb yoga.
You know what? To be honest, I'm not quite familiar with it, so I'm going to be learning about it that day.
Wonderful.
But I would imagine we are just getting that womb active and, what it needs to be, just kind of creating that healing from within, because our wombs are very powerful as women.
Right.
We hold a lot of traumas here in our wombs that we really need to release so that we can be healthier, healthier mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. We have to release all that stuff that we hold within our wombs. So I would imagine that womb yoga is loosening up all that stagnant energy within and letting it go.
Fantastic. So we're going to do yoga and meditation.
Yes, we are. And the sister is just going to speak on releasing, again, all those past traumas and all those fears and doubts that we hold within so that we can be in touch with our the sacred woman within. Because that's what the whole event is really going to be centered around, is her book, Sacred Woman, and us getting back in tune with who we are, the powerful people that we are, and in tune with those our ancient techniques of healing ourselves, of really just getting in tune with your higher source, your higher spirit, your higher self, and doing the work that you need to do to get yourself where you need to be.
Now, did you hear the word work? People don't realize that they take care of their car, They take care of their home. They take good care, try to take good care of their checking account. But where is the energy and the focus on putting some work and energy and thought into how we think about ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we feed ourselves? You can't just not be concerned with those aspects as far as you are you require, right? Maintenance. You need maintenance. That's right. Don't just take your car in for maintenance.
Right.
You need maintenance on yourself, and that means all the dimensions of yourself, intellectually, spiritually, physically. Yes, you do need to get out and exercise a bit. We talked a bit about the immune system. To keep that in good condition, you need to get up and move around, because it doesn't have a pump like your heart does, your blood does, your heart for your blood. And so we have to be conscious and conscientious about taking care of ourselves, all dimensions. And Queen Afua is wonderful about helping us to discover and providing tools for that. So this is going to be a fabulous event. Please make it out if you can. Where is it, and the date and such again?
This is going to take place that first weekend of April. It'll be April 3rd, that Sunday. It takes place in San Pedro at Cabrillo Youth Center. And should I give the address?
You can give the address, and then make sure to repeat your website.
Okay. So the address for that is 3000 Shoshonian Road, San Pedro, California, 90731. It takes place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. that day. The registration fee is $50 if you register online, and $60 at the door if you show up that day. And you can find more information on my website, sagesisterhood.com. But this really is going to be just a very, very powerful event. And I really hope that all you sisters in Los Angeles or even in surrounding areas, if you're willing to fly, this is over a month away, you have time to come out here, for the weekend.
It'll be
and join us on this. Yes, it'll be well worth it. There's nothing like, for one, connecting with other sisters that are on that same journey to healing ourselves. And that's another important piece of Sage, is creating that sisterhood.
Okay.
It's an essential part of our healing, connecting with other sisters on that same journey as we just support and encourage each other to be our best selves. And so I would just love to see whoever can make it, especially those sisters that are dealing with traumas and things that you're having a hard time letting go of. This is where you need to be so that you can learn to release and begin that healing process. So it's like so many of us walk around, and I was in that position, walking around smiling, acting like everything is okay, suppressing my emotions, going through the motions of living life, but not living life, feeling dead inside and just not alive, losing that joy, forgetting the things that brought me joy and things like that. It took me time. It took me time to learn how to love myself again and remember who I was, remember the things that brought me joy. And it was a process. It's still a process. I'm still constantly growing, but as a sister said, we have to work at maintaining ourselves. As women, we do so much and carry such a heavy load for our family, our friends, our careers, everything, and we oftentimes put ourselves on the back burner. But you have to have that self-care and that self-love so that you can continue doing those things, providing for others and everything else. So this is a day for you, sisters. This is a day for you to just relax, rejuvenate, and get back to who you are and who you're supposed to be, that sacred woman.
That is beautiful. So I know that you have another. Didn't I tell you she was busy? She has another event that same weekend. Now the Queen Afua event's on the Sunday, right?
Yes, it is.
And the date again?
April 3rd.
Sunday, April 3rd. Now on Saturday, April 2nd, you have a. She is busy.
Yes.
She has another event. Tell us about that event.
Yes, I do. So that Saturday, April 2nd, I have partnered with the Del Olmo Parks Volunteer Association in Carson, and we're going to have a holistic health and wellness family affair. So since I had Queen Afua out here, she's here for the sisters, but I wanted to introduce her to our community as well. I wanted the community to have an opportunity to meet with her, So she's going to be speaking on her book, The City of Wellness, because they're doing a tour across the country, just starting other communities. City of Wellness. You know, we want to heal our people. That's just what the theme is.
Right.
So I have Queen Afua will be speaking there as well. Yes, she'll be speaking there as well.
Right.
Sister Modupe will be joining us as well. She'll be facilitating a workshop, speaking on the benefits of food, how you can and things. I have, I'm so sorry, but the name, Aleem Hagan, Brother Aleem Hagan. He's a powerful brother out of Carson as well. He's going to be doing a workshop on meditation, the benefits of meditation, and again, how you can heal yourself through meditation.
That's fantastic. And they can find that information at your website, right?
Yes, you can. All of that, all of that information can be found on my website, Sage.
Program on her website. The first program is the Queen Afua program on Sunday, and then the second program is the Saturday event, and you're calling that
a Holistic Health and Wellness Family Affair. Both take place that first weekend of April, so that's going to be a very powerful weekend.
Fantastic.
And I hope that everyone is able to come out with your family on that Saturday, and then leave the children at home with the brothers, and come out and get some healing for yourself on Sunday.
Right. Yes. So we're pulling up. It's on your screen now, maybe. Okay, so there's a flyer of the second event.
Yes.
So there's no reason for that weekend not to be filled with self-love, wellness tools, get back in balance, right? If you're finding yourself, we're still early in the year. I know some people have made resolutions on, I'm going to focus on my health. I'm going to focus on being back in balance and such. This weekend is going to provide you plenty tools, and then people. It's going to be a great time to network with people who have like minds. They're going to be vendors who are going to have a variety of beautiful handcrafted products and just other services that will be very beneficial to you and your family. So make sure to come out this weekend in April. It's going to be the first weekend in April, right? Yes. First weekend. It's going to be beautiful. Kind of spring into yourselves, spring into beautifulness and well-being and such. There's that flyer. Holistic. And there was, who are you partnering with to do this particular?
The Del Amo Park Volunteer Association.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have you worked with them before?
No, this is my first time. It's just when I was scouting different venues to have the event, the supervisor loved what I was doing. He said, okay, we definitely need this for the community.
Right.
I want to assist you. What do I need to do to make this happen? So, yeah, I was very appreciative of that, the brother Kenny from Del Amo Park. Yes.
Fantastic. So now some of the events that will happen, would you give us the names of some of the workshops and such?
So some of the workshops, as I said, Queen Afua will be speaking on the City of Wellness. And I have Alicia Monet. She's going to be speaking about womb wellness, just all the things that we need to do to get that womb right. Sister Modupe, healing through the foods that we eat. And then there's going to be a relationship workshop with food for thought and socks, dealing with just self-love. You know, you need to love yourself before you can love anybody else. There's
something they say, something I love that they say marry yourself first.
Right, exactly. That's exactly them all day long. We'll have a family team building workshop led by Sister Akua Guse, my best friend, and the benefits of meditation, as I said, from Aleem Hagan, and how to build a garden in your home. That's going to be run by Dr. Sheridan Ross.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your journey. I know you've changed your eating lifestyle some so that it's helped you to feel better and things like that. So do you have a garden?
No, I don't, but that's why I'm looking forward to this one, so that because I live in an apartment, but he's going to teach us how to utilize any space that we live in and start your own garden.
No excuses.
Exactly, there's no excuses, and that's what I want to teach us. There are no excuses. There's so many tools and resources in our community, and I want to share them with everyone so that we can get better.
Yeah, because I always tell people, even if you're in an apartment, you can container garden. There's some way to grow something. You're not enjoying those pink rubber ball things they call tomatoes in the market these days.
Right.
I know. You can grow yourself some delicious red, have a smell and flavor tomatoes even in a small space. And you'd be surprised at the different things that you can get to grow even though you're in an apartment. That
Right.
sounds fantastic.
Indeed.
So there'll be all kinds of resources, all kinds of people. Tell me something about the types of vendors, because there's vendor space available at both programs
Yes,
still?
there are. There's still vendor space available for both events. So please just contact me via my my website, and we can connect on that. But the types of vendors that I'm looking for with Queen Afua, the Queen Afua event, essentially that Sunday, I'm just any modes of healing. You know, just
Okay.
dealing with different modes of healing.
Makes sense.
Those are the types of vendors that I'm specifically looking for the Queen Afua event on Sunday. But the Holistic Health and Wellness Family Affair, with that one, I'm open to clothing vendors and, you know, just all jewelry, all that type of stuff, and other, you know, healing modes too. So
Okay.
those are the different.
Sounds fantastic. And you do some beautiful handicrafts too. Did you bring
Yes, I
something
do.
to show
I
us?
actually brought you some waist beads.
Oh, I love
yes,
waist beads.
because
Okay.
I make waist beads, and
Pull 'em out and
this
show us.
too was a part of my healing journey. I went to the Bay Area and I bought my first set of waist beads, and so I just kind of put my own spin on it and started putting healing stones on there.
Okay.
The ones that I brought for you, they have amethyst on there.
My
This-
birthday,
Yay! Oh, I didn't even know
That's
that.
right.
I didn't even know that. That's my birthstone as well.
Okay.
So
Give us a little history real quick on waist beads.
okay, so waist beads, as I was speaking about earlier, how powerful our wombs are. So waist beads, they sit right here on your womb, so they can be utilized to increase that healing and that balance, bringing
crystals,
that balance.
particular
Exactly.
crystals.
Having different crystals, like the amethyst in particular, is good for so many things. I like meditation, helping you rest well, opening up your third eye chakra,
Okay.
and so on and so forth. And I also made one that has hematite on it.
Wow,
That's very
beautiful.
good for your root chakra and just getting you grounded. Excuse me. I'm just getting over something. Getting you grounded. So, I mean, that's really good to have right here, just
Okay.
resting on your womb to increase that healing.
Now that sounds like some good stuff, doesn't it? And if it's something unfamiliar to you, well, come this particular weekend, you're going to learn a lot about it, and you're going to find out these beautiful, wonderful vendors with all kinds of healing modalities and information, because we have to dig within. Because that's where our true treasures lie, right? And we want to utilize, reinvigorate, rejuvenate, keep those things alive and full of energy, right? Because that's where our treasures lie, inside, not on the outside, right? These bodies, we need them during this experience on planet Earth, but they're not who we are. We do need to know how to take care of them and take care of the spirit, the soul that resides inside, the really important part. Well, didn't I tell you the half hour was going to go quick?
It did.
I had a fabulous time. I've learned so much. I am so excited about the upcoming programs, not just because I'm going to be speaking on Saturday and being able to share, but I'm so excited about being in the midst of a great healer, Queen Afua. I'm so excited about being in the midst of other beautiful, wonderful people on the same vibration, looking for healing and sharing themselves and what they know. And Sister Zanetta has done a fabulous program and done a fabulous job at putting two beautiful, beautiful programs together. So you make sure you come on out. That's the first weekend in April.
Yes, it is.
And make sure you go to your website. What's your website again?
SageSisterhood.com.
www.
Yes.
SageSisterhood.com. All right. And also, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors, All-in-One Press Kit. You want to take full advantage of social media, go check out this site, allinOnePressKit.com, and you're going to find out how to get the best kind of website up that connects you immediately with all the social media you need. You can put up videos of yourself or whoever you want on your site so that you can be very informative and connect really, really well with whomever you want to. I also want to remind you that I have a food prep class coming up. We actually had one scheduled for today, but we have rescheduled it into April. So go to my website, rawvegansoulfood.com, and you'll be able to connect in there and register and we can't wait for that to come up. I love feeding people, and so I want to show you how to feed yourself better also. So again, thank you so much. We love you. Thank you for joining us today, and share this with your friends. Watch it over and over again yourself. Thank you so much, Chris, our wonderful engineer. See you soon. Love you. Peace and blessings.